For the better part of this year, Tana River has been in the headlines for all the wrong reasons. Intertribal conflict has rendered the region uninhabitable and put the government in the spotlight with regard to security. But a small village has defied the odds and brought together different communities that have resolved to learn as much as they can from each other. Ferdinand Omondi now looks at the strides they have made towards cohesion in this week's edition of Mending the Fabric.
And the task before all of us is to secure the gains that we've made while focusing on solving the challenges that remain.
What we want is to build one Kenya, one united Kenya.
Mama Jane Opio chops away. She is making firewood for use in her daily business at the village of Moa in the Tana Delta. Once she's done, she collects the pieces and heads to the village smokehouse. Mama Jane Opio is a fishmonger who arrived here from Ugenya in western Kenya way back in 1976 in search of fish.
Ula jomono kuongubiro to wacha nko cha tichiber kendo rech ntie kore ngien ka biwinje ni gimoro ntie tibenya kidhiadhia.
Mama Opio is among a community of Luos who have swapped their native Nyanza homes and the shores of Lake Victoria for the banks of the Tana River. Here they found the pastoralist Orma people who they have nicknamed Jodhok, which loosely translates to livestock keepers. They also found the Tana River infested with crocodiles and hippos, but also abounding fish, and they made here home. Bernard Anyanga, who hails from Kano Plains, says he has been in the Tana Delta for 20 years and singles out Moa village as his best residence.
Sehemu zingine nilikuwa najaribu lakini nilikuwa nalemewa na maisha. Lakini nilipofika hapa naona ninajimudu kabisa kimaisha, naweza kulisha familia, naweza kupeleka mtoto shule. Ndio maana nikaamua ni settle hapa.
But it is not just the Luos who stay here. The lucrative fish trade has also attracted the Luhya community, who are traditionally farmers. Among them is Mama Margaret Juma, who first arrived at the Delta in 1982 and settled at the Bura scheme to do what she knew best.
Kilimo ndili tuleta kutoka Busia, kwetu ni Funyula. Sasa tukalima mwiso, pambe ikakufa. Skimu ikakufa, watu tukaanza kuhangaika, kuomba. Sasa mimi nilitoka huko nikaingia kwa biashara vya samaki.
She says she traded in fish around the Delta between 1992 and 1999. That year, she got caught up for the first time in the infamous inter-community clashes pitting farmers and pastoralists during her stay in the Bililo area.
Wakaua watu tulikuwa nao, tukakimbia, tukaenda Kipini, tukakaa Kipini miaka 2. Katoka Kipini nikaingia Moa sasa.
In Moa, Margaret says she found the people living together well in spite of ethnic differences. The native Ormas have accommodated the Luhyas, Luos and Giriamas who have made the riverine village home.
Hapa tunaisa urafiki tu. Wajaluo tunakaa Ujaluoni, Waluya wanakaa Uluyani, Wagiriama wanakaa Ugiriama, Wahorma wanakaa Wahorma. Shauri lugha ndio tuelewani. Naleta sasa tunakaa, wale tunaelewana, wale tunaelewana.
While Kiswahili breaks the language barrier, some of them have gone the extra mile to understand each other's languages. Margaret, for instance, speaks Luo rather well. The symbiosis has extended to the cultural practices.
Kuna yale tumejifunza kutoka kwa wenzenu, nao pia wamejifunza mambo mengi kutoka kwetu kwa sababu walikuwa tumewakuta si wavuvi, lakini tumewafundisha uvuvi. Sasa tulipokuta wao ni wafugaji, wametufundisha kufu.
One such Orma who has substituted livestock for fish is Filippo Barisa.
Kazi ya uvuvi si mbali sana, ni maisha tu. Ndio nasema natamani mwenzangu, naona nafua mzuri, napata pesa. Hata mimi nasema wacha ninunue ndoano niingie pale
found Barisa just back from an outing in the river, and it appears he learned his trade quite well. Some of the catch was still live and kicking. The mudfish and its cousins are known to last long out of the water. With plenty of fish to go round and adequate arable and grazing land, the people of Moa are making a killing.
Pande ya kondoo kidogo kwa mbuzi 3. Sasa nachunga tu. Huko nalima, huko navua, napata changu.
Ninavua, alafu nikaja nikageuka mkulima, nikaona kuna ardhi ya kustawisha.
Moa village is a perfect example of how cohesion works. Not only do communities of different ethnic backgrounds live together harmoniously, they're also learning from one another in a mutually beneficial relationship. The successful sharing of resources here is a distant cry from what happens beyond the village, where a scramble for similar resources has led to bloody killings between communities for decades. In 2012, at least 200 died in the Tana Delta over unresolved disputes pitting pastoralists and farmers, which boiled over to tribalism and politics. Yet, as the killings swept the Delta, Moa village survived unscathed.
Bila koronga tuko kuda kudi tukuri mimi wawachuru minjiri nikecho kwada okigida kodo okigilawa.
Indeed, Barisa, who hails from one of the warring communities, is grateful that where he lives, peace has prevailed, and asserts the village sticks together as a family in good times and bad times.
Amani sahi watoto nasoma pamoja, kila kitu nafanyana. Hapa Moa tunaishi hivyo, lakini huko mambo yao wamechacha, sijui wamechoma nyumba, sijui wameua, sijui ile chinja. Huko tunasikia tu. Tunaomba hapa kwetu usiingie hiyo
And as long as the peace and understanding prevails, Moa village and its resources earns its people a living. The fish caught is sold in wholesale to major traders as far as Mombasa, while local vendors buy their stock for sale in neighboring areas like Garsen and Tarasa. Kono manu tedi? Mayari okipario. Ginyera kamba yudo rech. Aguero kamano. Ferdinand Momondi, KTN, Tana River.